Friends, now we are going to work together to see where I can add some quotes or dialogue to my writing. We have three steps that we need to follow for our criteria for success. Let's look at step one together. Step one is to pick a place to add a new sentence. You are going to pick a place where you want to add a new sentence in your draft. What is step one? It is to pick a place to add a new sentence. Let's look at step two. Step two is where you need to think about what you or someone said at the celebration. You need to be thinking of what you or someone else at the celebration could have said. And then step three is in purple. You're going to add at least one quote to your paper. You're going to add at least one quote. How many quotes do you need to add? At least one. Now let's go ahead and look at um, my personal narrative to see where we can add some quotes. I am going to have my criteria for success next to my personal narrative, just so that um, we can be successful and make sure we are following all three steps. So notice in red, that is what we changed yesterday. Now we are going to add a sentence to add a quote. So I've got my criteria for success on one screen, and I have my personal narrative on the second. So I'm going to read my full personal narrative so we can figure out where would be the best place for me to add a quote or for me to um, add a dialogue, to my personal narrative. All right, let's get started. Hurry up, I said as I was running downstairs to see what my family and I got for Christmas. First, my family and I opened presents from Santa. Next, my mom and dad told my siblings and I to open a present all together. It was a trip to Disney. I started jumping up and down while clapping my hands in the air. Then my family and I ran upstairs to get packed. I had a huge smile on my face all night. I could hardly sleep. Last, we woke up the next morning and headed to Disney. I will always remember the Christmas I went to Disney. Writers, before we get started, notice something. I already have a quote in my personal narrative. Does anyone see where my quote is in my personal narrative? It is my very first sentence. Hurry up, I said as I was running downstairs to see what my family and I got for Christmas. Hurry up, that is my quote that I added. And who said it? I said it. So, hurry up, I said. That is one quote. Friends, some of you may already have a quote in your writing. We just need to add one more to make sure that you have added and revised your personal narrative by adding that one quote. So let's see. So I was running upstairs, and then first my family and I opened my presents from Santa. But what is something I could say before I open my presents? What could I say to all my family when they walk down stairs? What is something I could say? I could say Merry Christmas. So this step one was to pick a place. I picked here. I thought this would be a great place to share a quote of something that I said to my entire family. Also, it helps my readers know it is Christmas. And this is when I did to step two. I started thinking about what I could say to someone at the celebration. So I said, Merry Christmas. Now, in purple, I am going to add my quote to my writing. So I'm going to make sure I have purple, and then I'm going to say, once my family got downstairs, I said, Merry Christmas, everyone. Okay, so that was my quote. Once my families got downstairs, I said, Merry Christmas, everyone. First, my family and I opened presents from Santa, and so on and so forth. Now, writers, I'm going to push ourselves. I'm going to try to add one more quote to my writing. One more quote so we just have a better idea of what are in following our steps for our criteria for success for adding dialogue or quotes. So, I think a really good place where this is step one, where I could add another quote to my writing is how I felt when I finally opened that present from my parents, and which was the trip to Disney. So I'm thinking maybe next, my mom and dad told my siblings and I to open a present all together. So right here, I think this would be a really good place for me to add another quote to my writing or add dialogue. So now I need to think, what is something I could have said or someone else? I could have said, "You're kidding," or "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited." Those are things that I could have said because I was so in shock. I was so happy and excited, and I was just so thrilled to get that trip to Disney. So I said, I gotta make sure I'm doing it in purple. And I could say, have my quotes. No way. I'm s- I'm so excited. Or let's say I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This is the best Christmas ever. Okay? So that is my and who said that? I need to put I said. Make sure this makes sense. First, my family and I opened presents from Santa. Next, my mom and dad told my sibling and I to open a present all together. No way! I can't believe it. This is the best Christmas ever, I said. It was a trip to Disney. I started jumping up and down while clapping my hands in the air. Then my family and I ran upstairs to get packed. I had a huge smile on my face all night. I could hardly sleep. I think that is a great quote to add to my writing. It really shares with the reader how I felt. I was so excited and I thought it was the best Christmas. This is a great place to add my quote. So, writers, remember you need to follow all three steps for our criteria for success. You need to pick a place to add a new sentence, think about what you or someone else said at the celebration, and then in purple, you are going to add at least one quote. At least one quote. I am looking forward to seeing what you do in your writing. Good luck, friends, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me or Mr. Martinez. Bye, guys.